Is that it?
Yeah, that was
All right.
great.
You did a great job.
Relaxed, and boy, you were.
Great.
The only problem I've got is
Doug.
hands. If you can, what happens if he scoots a little bit more to his left?
Here.
And pulls his hands out to where she's. Now I've got her hands, because his hands are coming in from the right side of the screen, and it's kind of distracting.
That's okay.
Okay, that's not bad right there.
Okay. And how does her eyes look when she's looking at me? Do they look correct? Does not make her look?
She looks good.
Looks good. Your camera?
This is great.
Your camera?
Mine
Melissa?
look fine.
Okay. Okay, are the cameras on?
Yes. Wait.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you're on? Everybody's on?
Just a second.
Okay.
I'm on.
It's like I told you before your deposition. Just whatever you do, don't mess up, okay?
Don't be nervous.
Right.
Okay.
You can do anything else, just don't mess up.
Okay, now here's what I like to say.
Radical tension.
Take one. Say that for me, please. Take one.
Take one.
We got it. Okay, now, tell me how you found Shamberg, Johnson, and Bergman. Let me tell you what I need to have you repeat my questions, because I may or may not put a question underneath the on the film on the screen. I can, but I'd like to say I met Shamberg, Johnson, Bergman. I gotta make sure it says Shamberg, Johnson, Bergman, because I've messed people up before instead of flipped it. So I met Shamberg, Johnson, Bergman. How did you meet them? How'd you find these guys?
I can't think of her whole name.
Brianne Neiman.
They were referred to me by Brianne Neiman from my worker comp section of it.
Tell us what happened when you started to work with the group. First, tell me. Let's begin from the beginning. What happened to you, and then what were the steps that you took that led you to meet these two, young gentlemen, and how they worked with you.
I was working on my job and I stopped to help a fellow coworker finish loading his load on a truck, and in the process of doing it, the truck that we were loading rolled away from the dock, and when it rolled away I fell with the dock plate and landed down on the ground, and my right leg twisted like a chicken bone and broke.
Okay, my gosh. So then what was the next step? Did they take you? Did an ambulance arrive? Take you to what were the steps from?
After falling and breaking the leg, they called an ambulance, and they came and picked me up and took me to KU Med Center, where I was seen by a doctor there, and he did the best he could to get me set up straight. And
what did he say about the leg? About your future, use of, like, did he know yet at that time, or?
No, he.
So just relax, don't worry. We can cut too. So
He didn't really have any projections for how it was going to heal. And in fact, it didn't heal, so he had to keep going back in and doing more surgeries on the leg to try and get it to heal.
Excuse me.
Surgery and stuff makes him queasy.
Oh, well, we got 5 under our belt, with
So
more
tell
to
us
come.
about that. Okay, so talk about that. So he did it, and you had to keep going back. You had 5 surgeries. Say that.
Yeah, in the process of trying to get my leg healed, we've had to have 4 different surgeries on the leg itself, and then I've had 1 done on my knee so far, with more to come.
How many more do you know?
Hopefully just 1, but possibly 2, to replace the knee.
Okay. I'm gonna have you say it again, to replace the knee, because my mouth was moving.
One surgery on my knee so far, and one more for sure, possibly 2 to replace the knee.
Wow. Okay, so and once you had gone to the doctor, how soon did you did you end up going to your work comp?
To get a lawyer for them. It wasn't until, like 6 or 7 months after I was hurt that I finally decided I needed to make sure somebody was looking up for me. And I went to Brianne Newman. Is that right?
Neiman.
Neiman, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead, say it again.
Brianne Neiman.
Let me have you say it one more time because I was talking. I apologize.
I went to see Brianne Neiman.
And what did she tell you?
She told me that she would take my work comp case, and I told her that I also wanted to go after the people who rolled away from the dock. And she brought these guys in to me.
Okay. Now, and when they came in, what happened next?
I met with them, and they pretty well knew everything that was going on with me. They'd already been over all my paperwork and stuff, and thought that we had a pretty good chance, and I fell in love with them from the start. They're real good guys. Always make you feel comfortable.
Okay. Now, tell us about how was the company treating you? When you decided you had somebody look out for yourself, were you feeling like they weren't taking care of the bills, or they weren't paying you? What was the reason behind
getting someone in the first place? I had a couple of friends that had been involved in different accidents, and a friend of mine who I went to school with, his wife is a judge. And at high school reunion, we were discussing things like that, and this was a couple of years ago, or well, several years ago, and she had made it a point in the conversation that when people go in for work comp settlements, or however they're called, she said that it really makes the judge mad when the person isn't represented somehow, some way. So I figured I'd cover myself, have somebody looking out for me.
That's very good. Then progress. What happened after that? So you met them. They looked at the paperwork. How long? What was the process for you?
Doesn't seem like it's been that long ago.
And that's a good thing to say. Tell me, from the time you met them to the time for going to court and the settlement, how much time transpired?
Maybe a year.
Around a year.
Maybe about a year from the time that we started working together till we went to court.
And that's really fast, isn't it, in today's world?
It is. Yeah, it is. Once we got involved in the case, we thought that the case had merit. We wanted to get it on file as quickly as possible and get it moving, because the accident happened back in 2008. So Robin had been in the work comp system for a couple years by the time we got to her, which is normal for the work comp situation. But we felt like it was a case that we really had the opportunity to press fast, and we really did. Most cases do take longer than that, but this one we were able to act quickly. We got a trial date. The defense wanted to get a continuance or a delay of the trial date, as an aside. We didn't agree to that. So that's why we were able to get to court relatively quick in Robin's case.
And the trial, it lasted how long?
A week.
Which again is fast, isn't it? Or no?
Oh, it depends. It varies from case to case. In Robin's case, because of some evidentiary rulings, the case was simplified by some of the court's decisions. So for this type of case, as it ended up, 5 days is fairly standard.
And so tell me, how many times did you meet with Doug and with Scott over that course of the year?
Lots of different times over the telephone, and maybe 5 or 6 times in person.
And so what would you say? How do you feel about them? What about their work and what they did for you?
I was telling Scott, I really, really wish that somebody had been there to videotape his closing statement, because he was so awesome. It was killer.
What did he say?
It's not so much as what he said as how he presented himself and went about saying it, that just, it blew me away.
Can you remember anything from it?
Smoke and mirrors. Garbage in, garbage out.
That's why we'd have to. That's too bad.